Today we're going to talk about some Philadelphia Eagles football and predict their schedule for the 2025 NFL season, baby. Let's get it. But first off, we already know that the Eagles have a super difficult schedule this year, so it's going to be a tough year. Do I expect us to win the Super Bowl again? Of course. Do I expect us to struggle a little bit at points during the season? Yes, because we have like the fourth hardest schedule this season. We're playing a lot of playoff teams. In my opinion, we play the top three divisions in football. First off, we play our division, and that's got three potential playoff teams. And then you got the Giants, who's like maybe, but we've been waxing the Giants for like the last six, 7 years, something like that. But the Commanders are going to be tough. The Cowboys are back. Dak does kind of cook us most of the time, but we did whoop that ass last year. So yeah, we got 4 games against Cowboys and Commanders combined, so that's a lot of tough games. Then we play the NFC North with the Bears, Packers, Lions, and the Minnesota Vikings. And those teams, all 4 of those teams are trying to make the playoffs this year. All 4 teams, in my opinion, got better, so we will have a tough schedule playing them. And then we also play the AFC West, who had 3 playoff teams last year with the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers. And then the Raiders got Geno, they're going to be a better football team. Are they going to make the playoffs? Maybe, but they have a pretty easy schedule, so they could be a playoff team by the end of the year. But with that saying, the Eagles have a tough schedule. But let's get into week 1 when we face our rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. In the last 5 seasons, the Eagles and the Cowboys have a 5-5 record against each other. So it's pretty even. And I wouldn't be mad if we split with them this year, but it's opening game. We're getting our banner. Ring us. Give us all our rings. I mean, low-key, should I go, chat? If this video gets 20K views, that's a big ask, because not many of my videos get 20K views, at least long form. If this video gets 20K views, I will go to the season opener. But that's besides the point. Week 1 against the Cowboys, we made some changes on the offense and defense. We lost a lot of players. Let's be honest. A lot of people were out of there, man. We lost Sweat. We lost Milton Williams. We lost Darius Slay, just to name a few. We lost a lot of key pieces, but we did draft well. We got Jahad Campbell. We got old boy from Texas, the safety. I hope Sidney Brown could ball out. Keely Ringo, this is your time, brother. This is your time. You're going to be the number 2 corner with Quinyon and then Cooper in the slot playing nickel or whatever he's going to be doing. We still got Ed Reed Blankenship back there. Nakobe Dean's going to be out, but we got Jahad Campbell. That brother's going to probably play some linebacker. That brother's probably going to play some outside linebacker. He's going to rush the passer. He's going to be everywhere, man. I think he's going to play dang near every level of the defense except for probably DB. But with that being said, the Cowboys also bolstered their offensive line. They made a couple okay moves in the offseason. I mean, they got, Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders now. I mean, their running back room is probably a little bit better than it was last year, but it's still not insane. But the biggest thing the Cowboys did was go ahead and get George Pickens, an absolute great wide receiver 2 option for Dak Prescott alongside a CeeDee Lamb. So that is a little worrying, but I believe in our defense. I believe in Fangio. So I think we come out with this dub. I don't think we lose at home. Season opener. We should be okay. One problem I have with our schedule is that we have no back-to-back home games. We don't play week 3 and then week 4 and play again. With no back-to-back home games. But one thing we do, we have 3 times during the season where we have a 10-day break. And then we have an 8-day break at the end of the season. And then before we play the Packers is our bye week. So that's another 10, 15 days of being off. So we do have a lot of breaks in our schedule. We got a bye week in the middle of the season. Last year was week 5, which a lot of us didn't like. But, I mean, I guess it was good for us. But, yeah, I don't really like no back-to-back home games. Week 2 at the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to be honest. I think we lose this. The same way we beat them 2 years ago after they beat us in the Super Bowl and we beat them in the regular season. I think the same thing happens to us where we go into their house and we will fall and be 1-1 after week 2 of the season. I could see us winning the game, obviously. We could easily win this game, but I think the Chiefs, man, a lot of people are counting them out, and I think they're going to have a lot better of a regular season than they did last season. Week 3 is the Los Angeles Rams, and brother, this game in the playoffs last year almost gave me a heart attack, bro. We was up. Saquon was running for a touchdown, banging his head woo, I'm going crazy. And then next thing you know, Puka Nacua catches a 35-yard pass, goes out of bounds, and they got 1st and 10 at like the 20-yard line. But thank goodness for Jalen freaking Carter, man. Thank goodness, because I was shaking in my boots, brother. I'm not going to lie. I really thought we was about to lose that game. Like, everything was like the vibes was up here, and then a few seconds later, the vibes was down here, and we was shaking in our boots. But shout out the Rams. That's a good football team. They got Devontae Adams now instead of Cooper Kupp. Matthew Stafford, probably his last season in the NFL. He's obviously going to want to make a big, have a big year and go crazy. But we're too good for them. That defense still can't guard Saquon. I went to that game on Sunday night last year when Saquon ran for like 800 yards and like 500 touchdowns. The game was insane. The game was lit. I wish I could go again, but the Chargers play in LA this year, so maybe I'll go to the Chargers game. But that was super lit. Now to our biggest rivals, I think. Like, arguably our biggest rivals. A team that kind of owns us. We beat them once in like the last 4 years, but they beat us like, 3 times in the last however many years, bro? So, the Tampa Bay Bucks in week 4, I'm a little nervous about this one. Baker's been cooking us. He's been cooking us. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Abuka, McMillan. They got some dogs over there in the receiving room. And then they got Bucky and Rashad White. That's a great duo, in my opinion. The defense is coming to play. They got Vita Vea to stop the tush push. So it's going to be tough to beat the Bucks. But I will say this. I do think we get the Bucks out the way this time. I think our luck changes, and we will beat the Bucks. I just have faith in our team this year, man. We got a tough schedule. We're coming in hungry. Hopefully there's no injuries this year, and we can go throughout the season with no injuries, because you already know if there's going to be injuries, records will change. Games will be lost. Games will be won depending on other teams' injuries. But we know that. That's a part of football. That's the thing that happens every freaking year. So we're 3-1 heading into week 5, a home game against the Denver Broncos, who's an up-and-coming team. Got a great defense. Got Patrick Surtain, arguably the best corner in the league. Bo Nix is an up-and-coming quarterback in his 2nd year. But I think we have him figured out. I think Fangio is going to have some crazy defense for him. And this might be Bo Nix's worst game of the season. And we will be moving on to 4-1 after an easy win over the Denver Broncos. In week 6 and 7, we play the New York Football Giants. Whole team is different. That D-line is actually insane. Abdul Carter, Sexy Dexy, Thibodeau, Brian Burns. That's an insane D-line. Might be arguably the best D-line in the league. They got some young DBs. Not really worried about them when we got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith running routes against them. Even Dallas Goedert, and then Saquon's going to be on revenge time. I think in our last 7 games against the Giants, we are 6-1, and that one loss being the last game of the season when we absolutely just fell apart. We was 10-1, then we lost 6 of the last 7. So yeah, they beat us that game, but we benched all the starters because we already made the playoffs. So technically, we're BTA when it comes to the New York Giants. But they are a new and improved team. Even though I said but, that doesn't matter because we're going to beat them in both of these games. And in between these 2 games, we will be headed to the Minnesota Vikings in week 7 to face them. And I'm not going to lie, I can't remember the last time the Vikings beat us. I think the last time we played them on a Monday night, and Darius Slay was locking up Jets. We played them in the NFC Championship the year we won the Super Bowl, our first one. Other than that, I can't remember when we really played them. We probably lost to them way back in the day when they had Tavares Jackson or something. Good pull. Yeah, I know ball. No big deal. But with all that being said, I think we have the roster to beat them. Not sure what J.J. McCarthy's really going to look like this year. He will have enough time by this point of the year. It'll be week 7 to see what he's really about. So could he be good? Of course he could be good. But he's playing against a reigning Super Bowl champ. So I'm not really sure if he's going to have a whole lot of whatever for us. I think we handle that pretty easily. Aaron Jones on the back end of his career. Justin Jefferson's still the best wide receiver in the league, in my opinion. Shout out Jamar Chase, though. But I think we handled this easily and head in to the bye week at a whopping 7-1. After the bye week, we're heading to Lambeau Field to play the Green Bay Packers, and it will be a Monday Night Football game. This will be a rematch of the season opener last year and the first round of the playoffs this past year. And we already got beef with the Packers, bro. They keep trying to ban the tush push, and we're just like, come on, y'all. Chill. Chill on us, gang. For real, chill on us, gang. So it's kind of crazy because, why they keep trying to ban it? What the hell? What the hell tush push? You feel me? So it's kind of crazy. But heading into Lambeau, Jordan Love, midway through the season, he's throwing some picks, brother. He's throwing some picks. I like Matthew Golden, but I think they just have a bunch of wide receiver 2s and 3s. I don't think they have a number 1 that's just stood out yet. But by week 10, Matthew Golden could be a clear number one on some like Malik Neighbors or Brian Thomas Jr. type of season he could be having. Maybe, I don't know. Josh Jacobs still a really good running back, but I feel like we beat the Packers pretty easily both times last year. Maybe not easily, but we handled them, and then this year, I think we get them out the way once again. Then in Week 11, we have a home game in a matchup that should have been the NFC Championship last year if, Jared Goff wasn't, doing some crazy stuff. So the Eagles will be playing a home game against the Detroit Lions, and brother, this is going to be an insane game. Two high-flying offenses. Their D-line is going to be good this year. The Lions' D-line will be good this year, and I'm going to be honest. I think whoever the home team in this game wins. Like, I think if we went to Detroit, we might lose. Even though I can't remember the last time Detroit beat us. It was probably when Matthew Stafford was there. But that's besides the point because I think the Eagles will handle this game against the Detroit Lions and get another dub just to, further, bring along our season. We'll be sitting at, 9-1? So I think we'll be chilling at that point. But shout out to the Lions. This is a big year for them because they also have one of the toughest schedules in the league. I think they're second or third or maybe tied for second and third. But they got a tough schedule too because they got to play our division. They got to play their own division. That's 6 games in their own division, which is kind of insane. But yeah, man, shout out to the Lions. But it's going to be BTA, my boy. In Week 12 of the NFL season, the 9-1 Philadelphia Eagles will go on the road to play at AT&T Stadium against Jerry's boys, and unfortunately, we will lose this game. We're gonna lose this game, bro. But hear me out. As much as it hurts me to say that we're gonna lose to the freaking Dallas Cowboys, y'all know how much I despise the Dallas freaking Cowboys. But we're gonna lose this game because Dallas is gonna be, middle of the pack. Wild card team at this point. They're going to get a huge win against the reigning champs, the 9-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Stephen A. Smith's going to be like, we're going to see all the people in the media like, okay, the Cowboys are for real. They just beat the Eagles at home. They handle business. Here they go. They about to go on a run. They might make the playoffs. They might miss the playoffs, but we already know what's going to happen at the end of the season. We already know what's going to happen. It's inevitable. Thanos said that he's inevitable. The Cowboys selling their fan bases at the end of the season is inevitable. So we just know that it's almost a guaranteed fact that the Cowboys are going to sell. But yes, they will beat us in Week 12, and we will fall to 9-2. But we'll get it right back as we have a home game against the Chicago Bears. I do think the Bears are going to have an okay season. They also have a tough schedule, tough division, play our division. I think Caleb Williams is going to be good. I really like the pickup they got in Luther Burden. I think he's going to be a really good wide receiver in the NFL. I'm glad he didn't go to the Commanders. I promise you that. I'm glad he didn't go to the freaking Commanders. But shout out the Bears, man. But we're going to handle them pretty easily and get to a whopping 10-2 after Week 13 of the NFL season. And then we're headed to LA, the place of all places, to play the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Chargers are another team that like to choke in the playoffs. I will be in attendance at this game. Almost 90% chance I will be at this game. If somebody wants to go ahead and send me some tickets already, by all means, send me those tickets. But I will be at this game. I don't know where I'll sit. Could I sit up top? Could I sit on the field? Maybe the Eagles will have me in on the field by that time. Maybe I'll have some subscribers and stuff. Y'all need to sub up, chat. So I could be at the games and go lit. For all my Eagles fans out there, y'all need to sub up. And football fans at that, so I can show y'all behind the scenes at the game. But that's besides the point, because we will be playing the Los Angeles Chargers with hopes of getting this dub, and I think we do. I do like the Chargers. I like Ladarius McConkey, Justin Herbert, one of my favorite quarterbacks that's not, Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson. I do believe in Herbert, but, that team, we'll see. It will be second year under Harbaugh, so I do have faith in the Chargers to be good this season, but we'll see. They got to play their own division. That's tough already. They got to play our division. That's tough already. So they're going to have some tough games this year, but I think they'll be okay. But they will end up losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. In Week 15, we play the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders, man. Revamped. Geno Smith, Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. Besides that, Jacoby Myers, very underrated receiver. Shout out to him. You got Mad Max on defense. Christian Wilkins, D-tackle. He's pretty good, too. But I'm not sure about that defense, bro. I feel like they lost everybody that was good. They lost Spillane, Jack Jones, another Hobbs, Epps. I don't even know who they had. They lost some other safeties. They lost some other players. Shout out the Raiders. Pretty easy schedule. I could really see the Raiders win 9 to 10 games this year. Very possible that the Raiders win 9 to 10 games this year. But one of those games will not be against the Philadelphia Eagles because they're going to be in Philly, and Philly are going to go BTA and get that dub. Yes, sir. The Eagles will be, 12-2 at that point of the season? So we're going to be looking pretty good heading into our last 3 games, which is the Commanders twice and the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to be honest. I think we lose 2 of these games. Against the Commanders, the Bills, and the Commanders again. In my prediction, I think the first game we go to Washington and they beat us. I think Deebo Samuel has a freaking crazy game. He starts talking crazy, blah, blah, blah. Look at this. We better than y'all, this and that. I think we lose to the Washington Commanders in the first game. And then we have another road game the next week against Josh Allen. And this could be a big game for them, and it's also going to be a big game for us. We beat them last time we played them, but I think they just get us out the way somehow this year. I don't know how, but that will be looking at 12-4 after back-to-back losses for the first time all season. And yeah, we'll be 12-4 heading into the final week. Still, looking very good in the league. Like, still maybe the first seed in the NFC, second seed, a top 3 seed in the NFC, probably winning the division. But the Commanders and the Bills, I think we lose 2 of those last 3 games. And then in week 17, or week 18? In week 18, we will beat the Commanders at home. Saquon will probably have one of them games. Jalen Hurts going to have like 3 rushing touchdowns or something like that. We're going to be doing the tush-push all game. Frankie Louvu's going to get ejected, something like that. Shout out Louvu, though. I think he's a good player. He's a good football player. But yeah, I think we're going to be good. We're going to finish the season at 13-4. I think our ceiling is 15-2, realistically. 15-2, because we're a great freaking football team. Like, let's not forget that we just won the Super Bowl pretty easy. Like, we was up 40-6, bro. We was up 40-6 against arguably the best team from the last, 8 years, okay? We was up 40-6. They scored some garbage time touchdowns. Cool, but we're a great football team. I think our floor is 11-6. 11-6. We should win at least 11 games this season if we don't. Complete failure. And, you just won't see me till next season. But yeah, shout out to the Eagles. Eagles, if you guys are watching this, let me come to a game, bro. I've never been to Philadelphia. Y'all can say I'm a bandwagon. I'm not. I got my own jersey, chat. Jacob Rose. I'm Jacob Rose, number 21. Shout out Jay Hurts, man. Best quarterback in the league. But with that being said, man, go Birds. Eagles. Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds. If I ever see you in public with wearing some Eagle stuff, go Birds. It's light. It's literally just like, what's up, my boy? Go Birds. That's just a sign of respect. So if you ever see me, IRL, chat, go Birds. But yeah, this is my prediction for the Eagles. We're going 13-4 this season. Really excited for this season, man. Really excited to make a lot of content for y'all. We're going to be here all year making videos. Going to be a lot more content coming out, especially this football season. But yeah, obviously like, comment, and subscribe. And go Birds, baby.